The Glenn Beck program. Today with Pat and Stu. So far, Glenn should be here. We're hoping he'll be able to join us soon. He threw out his back again yesterday, putting on his socks. And
It wasn't a pencil this time?
Wait, really? It was his socks?
It was his socks. He was putting on his socks, and it hit him. Oh! And he had to crawl back into bed. Now, I don't mean to sound...
Yeah, you do. Yes,
insensitive.
You do. That's exactly what you mean to sound. And I support it fully.
He was like, when I came over to see how he was doing a couple of times during the day, and he's like, Pat, how do you got a bad back for 25 years now. How do you do it? I mean, how do you keep going? So, well, first of all, you have to be a real man. So that's your first problem. I mean, you're so far from that. You would have to give up 48 years worth of incredibly female tendencies to be able to do that. So I don't have any hope that he's able to do that.
Well, you're starting him out. The first thing on his task list is a physical impossibility.
Impossible.
So that's really, you're starting him uphill.
So as a result, he's not here, and I am. And
I noticed that. Yeah, no, he's supposed to join us here hopefully any minute or within the next.
We're hoping.
I don't know exactly.
Yeah, we got our fingers crossed. He
made big promises.
Yes, but he was doing a lot better by last night, and I think this morning he's doing better. So keep your fingers crossed and think good thoughts for Glenn and say a prayer for him. 888-7. It's Pat and Stu for Glenn. Should be in later on. Still working on recovering from a little back situation that he had developed yesterday.
Yeah, who caused that? George Soros.
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn just mysteriously has a back problem a week before the election. Sounds like something Barack Obama did in conjunction with George Soros. I'm not saying that I have any evidence on that, but it's definitely true.
Oh, do the math.
Just do it.
Do the math.
Yeah, it's just arithmetic, people.
That's all it is. Like I'm throwing his back out yesterday, so he should be back any minute though. He's getting some sort of steroid injection.
Lance Armstrong. If Glenn somehow wins a bike, if Glenn can ride a bike in the next 6 months, I would blame performance-enhancing drugs.
Absolutely.
Let alone win a bike race.
Absolutely.
Or a race of any sort.
Of any sort. Any sort of athletic competition at all that involves movement of any kind.
Test him.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. 888. It's Pat and Stu for Glenn on the Glenn Beck program. Glenn is suffering from a back thing. We don't really know what to call it because he was bending over to put on his socks. And then suddenly the lights went out.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, think about how many times it's happened to you when you've put on your socks.
Yeah.
I mean, socks, it's one of the most difficult things human beings can do.
Well, they've done studies on that. And more people are injured putting on their socks than in bathtub injuries. Or washing machine injuries.
No, definitely not.
Car accidents. More people are injured putting on their socks than are hurt in car accidents every year.
There's more people injured putting on socks while driving a car than putting on socks at home.
Okay.
In a rate. Because if you're putting on your socks
in a car, it's probably not good.
It's terrible. Maybe that's what he was doing.
Why you hear so much about this? Don't text and drive. Why not start a campaign? Don't put your socks on and drive. Don't do that. It's not. It doesn't seem safe to me.
He's lucky he's still alive.
He is. Frankly, he is.
Glenn is apparently listening and a little upset that we're mocking him and his pain.
Yes.
But that's what you get for not showing up. Really,
That's
to be honest, what else are we going to do?
So my guess is he'll be showing up soon to defend himself.
We will taunt him until he arrives, which is very soon, by the way, supposedly.
Holy. So you're going to stop by, or are you just going to walk out? Stop by. You don't have to bend down. You stop by Jeffy's station.
That's where I'm going.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look good.
I feel good.
You're walking.
Yeah.
I know. Which was better than it was yesterday.
He was not walking yesterday.
Not walking.
No.
Not walking.
Glenn Beck, I'm glad that you could make it into work
good.
here.
I'm good. Thank you, Jeff.
Glenn Beck shows up on the Glenn Beck Show.
Well, thank you.
Breaking news. Should we get a Blaze team down here to cover the fact that you showed up for work?
I mean...
What have you had done today? What was the procedure? Steroids? You had a steroid injection?
Yeah.
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 Was it an epidural thing, or was it just
the epidural thing?
Yeah, those hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, well, not as much as it hurts when you do it, because you do it without any pain relief.
Yeah.
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 I talked to because I had the same doctor.
As me?
Yeah.
Oh, you
And the
did?
same nurses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They thought you were insane.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
They said they've never seen anybody actually white knuckle. They thought you were going to pass out.
Oh, it was bad.
And I said, well, sticking needles into your back without any kind of pain relief at all, right directly into the spine,
Yeah.
doesn't
it
sound
hurts.
like a good idea.
I got to tell you, that hurts. It's
Yeah.
not a good idea, and I wouldn't recommend
Now,
it.
they said, well, you're kind of on this, this medicine that is almost like a truth serum.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said you going on the air today might not be a good idea.
Did they?
Yeah.
Really?
And I said, really? They said, well, yeah, it kind of works kind of like a truth serum. You start saying all kinds of stuff that are true, and then you don't remember it. So let me tell you how I feel about the president.
Like you haven't done that? I think
Oh, no, you're kidding me? I'm holding back. I've been holding back.
maybe you better go now.
We have a,
Let's come back when that wears off.
yeah. We have a couple of, imagine the panic and how frightening hurricane season was. That's why nobody lived in Florida. Man, you live in Florida, after like 2 hurricane seasons, you'd pray for an alligator to eat you. And Jeffy has.
We've
Please,
prayed
let
for
me
the same
feed
thing to happen to
somebody
Jeffy.
an alligator.
Yeah.
Jeffy, you're weird.
There's just no alligator big enough to devour Jeffy, is the unfortunate thing.
Teams
Oh,
of
no,
alligators, though.
it's
An
teams.
army.
Right
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
right across his stomach says feeds family of 6.
That's a weird tattoo to get, but
Yeah,
you did
but
get
the
it.
alligators look at him and like, come on, man, these serving sizes are getting out of control.
Like the Mayor Bloomberg of the alligators steps in to say, come on, that's more than 6 servings.
Really, you know what's really bad? What's really bad is these jokes don't work as well as now he's lost
No, they
weight.
don't, because he's 100 pounds lighter, so that's
Nah,
not
he looks
quite
like
as
about
funny.
70 pounds lighter now.
Yeah, he's
Is that what it
putting
is,
back.
Jeff?
No, come on, what is it, Jeff? What is it? How
Are
many?
you still over 100?
You still no
Come on.
100 pounds? Really?
You're right at 100 pounds. All right. If you say so.
I want a scale.
Don't punish the scale like that.
Yeah, I know. The scale's like, no, not Jeffy again.
Well, what was this? The perfect... That's no surprise.
Right. It has absolutely no relevance to the other. It's
None.
as if she said, well, I mean, yes, they endorsed Mitt Romney, but also they like egg and cheese sandwiches. So I think that's clear what their intent is.
Speaking of egg and cheese sandwiches,
Yes.
what are the chances that we could have egg and cheese sandwiches in this room?
It wasn't
right
really
now?
an air
This
conversation.
is really, I mean, the show spirals out of control. I leave for 2 minutes and the show completely spirals out
It
of
goes to
control.
food. It goes to food.
Right
We
to
want
breakfast
food.
sandwiches,
Right
yeah.
to breakfast.
Really a problem.
Yeah. They have those
Really?
24 hours a day because we really could use 12 or 15 of those.
Yeah.
What about now?
Food.
We're down to this.
We need food.
We're down to this.
The show was
Pretty
good
much.
until you showed up. I don't know what your
It
problem
was.
is.
It was really awesome.
Whatever you want me to. Now I'm on the floor and I hit the floor and I'm laying down on the bathroom floor. My wife comes in and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Am I okay?"
I guess I'm sunning myself.
No, honey.
here.
I just wanted to see how cool the tile is on my face. And
And what'd you find out?
the
How
first
cool
thing-
was it?
It's very
Was it
cool.
good?
The first thing I hit the floor, and the first thing I think of is, now I don't understand 2 things.